Sun Wukong, everyone's favorite monkey boy. He's been an integral character since his introduction in Volume 1. We all love him, so too bad he sucks as a Faunus. Sun is the third Faunus character introduced in the show proper, and arguably the second most important Faunus character right behind Blake. So how come this Faunus doesn't know anything about Faunus culture? Once he and Blake land on Menagerie, all they talk about is Faunus history, and Blake is always the one spelling out their culture's history to Sun. Really? He doesn't know anything about Menagerie? Despite the fact that it played a major role in Faunus equality? He really doesn't understand anything about their culture or the extent of Faunus discrimination?
This is the one place everyone can feel safe.
Is it always so cramped?
And take an entire species and put them on an island that's 2/3 desert? Yeah, it tends to be cramped.
So they gave us a terrible island in the corner of Remnant to try and shut us up.
Yeah. We've tried to make the best of things. We asked to be equal, to be treated just like everyone. We were given an island and told to make do. We came together and we made a home where any Faunus could feel welcome. Town will always be a reminder that we're still not equal.
Don't get me wrong, I get why it's this way. Sun is supposed to be the audience stand-in. Blake is explaining these things so the audience will understand. But rather than have Blake and Sun subtly reference the history of the Faunus, she just non-stop monologues to Sun, who now looks like an idiot for not knowing these things. The worst thing is the show had a great excuse for telling the audience all this stuff about Faunus beforehand.
While this must feel like ancient history to many of you, it is imperative to remember that these are relatively recent events.
Yeah, remember? They went to fucking school. They could have spelled out all this information as a guise of being part of class. Hell, in the episode with RWBY's lesson, he's even talking about the Faunus Wars.
Humankind was quite adamant about centralizing Faunus population in Menagerie.
But no, instead that scene was used for furthering the Jean arc. In fact, in every classroom scene during the beginning of the show, they don't actually tell the audience anything. RWBY is talking about Faunus, and Port's talking about the Grimm. They're not actually getting us information from it. They're usually used as a backdrop, but I'm getting off track. The fact that Sun tagged along with Blake makes sense, since he's one of her best friends and has a tendency to insert himself into her problems. But having him so oblivious about Faunus history makes him seem ignorant and narrow-minded, especially since Sun grew up in Mistral and Vacuo. Vacuo is said to be the most accepting of Faunus and humans, so the much more racist Beacon and Haven should have made him aware of Faunus history. And Mistral is supposed to be the second most racist next to Atlas. So how could Sun live there but have no idea about his own culture's history behind these racist ideals? I hope the RWBY crew learns to give lore or backstory without just having characters word vomit a fucking history book at each other. They need to trim the fat of useless facts. Like, do we really need to know all the crap Blake tells us? But most of all, they need to think about which characters are a part of the conversation. If it doesn't make sense for Sun to not know this information, then don't use him for the scene. Wait until a better fitted character is in his place. Or just use a different character in the first place. What if it was Neptune instead of Sun? Yeah, their friendship isn't as strong, but there's a good potential there. It could give Blake a new friend in Neptune, and Neptune doesn't seem like he would really care much about world history. So it would make sense for Blake to have to explain all this stuff to him. And he would feel compelled to hide his humanity on Menagerie. So he would, wear some sort of disguise. And it'd be similar to Blake with her bow in the beginning. It would be a nice full circle moment for Blake. Yes, Sun is everyone's favorite monkey boy. And we all love him, but sometimes Sun just doesn't need to be there.